not a natural thing, can't do it. Come on, let's get to it tonight. The feeling's all so right. It's not a natural thing.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Leizel. So for today's video, as you can see, I'm looking just a little bit extra for you guys. I am going to be jumping into this baby right here. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette, and I just want to take a moment to look inside. She is just wow. Like, you guys who have watched me for a while would know that I do have the Volume 1 palette, like the first palette she ever did in collaboration with Morphe, and I love that palette. I did so many makeup tutorials and looks using that palette. So when I saw this, I was like, I need that. Especially because the colors, man, like the colors, ugh. So yeah, if you want to see how I created this look and just hear about my general thoughts and opinions on this palette, keep on watching. And if you are new, you know what to do. Join the crew by hitting the little red subscribe button down below and click the notification bell as well, so you don't miss any more videos that I post. Before I get started, let me just make a note that if you notice any slight lighting changes throughout this video, please don't mind that. I've actually just been using my little point and shoot vlogging camera to film tutorials, and when I go to edit them, I notice that the lighting tends to change here and there. So I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't have like a full on setup like I used to have when I film my tutorials, so bear with me. I feel like I want to try and incorporate like the reds, the purples. We'll just see what happens. Also, don't mind, one of my it's just all happening today. One of my nails came off, like my gel polish, so I've got to redo all my nails later. So don't mind the little pinky that's just showing up to the party. I'm gonna start things off by priming my eyes. This is, of course, the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And yes, if you guys couldn't already tell, I do have lashes on. I do wear lash extensions. Ooh, one of my eyebrow hairs just fell out. Like I was saying, I do wear lash extensions 100% of the time, so that is what the situation is with that. I actually just got them refilled yesterday, so that's why they're looking extra fluffy and extravagant today, which I feel like is the perfect time for me to be filming an intense makeup look tutorial, because yeah, my lashes are just popping today. All right, now that the eyes are all nicely primed, let's get into the colors. As usual, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with a transition shade. So I think I want to take one of these matte shades up here. I'm taking this one in the middle called Comfort Zone. Just going in with a fluffy, soft blending brush. And then we're gonna go ahead and run that through my crease. Whoa. Okay, yeah. I should have known that this is going to be intense, so probably should have tapped off the excess a little more. But you know what? It's actually pretty easy to blend through. That looks so smooth, you guys. Like, that blended out really easily, which of course I would expect from this palette, because I actually really loved the first Jaclyn Hill palette that she did with Morphe. I was like obsessed with that palette, and I still use it from time to time. I just feel like whatever formulation she came up with for that was perfect, because it was like smooth, creamy, buttery, easy to blend, and still intense. So yeah, really like the first palette, and I'm really liking this shade already. I'm gonna play it safe for now. I'm gonna go one shade underneath that. This one is called Homebody. Again, going in with a fluffy blending brush. Can I just say as well, I love the fact that the names for the shades of this palette are on the actual palette. It's the little things, you guys. It is the little things. So as you can see, I'm pretty much just going right into the crease of my eye and laying the shade down and blending it through while I do. This is gonna add some depth and intensity to the, whoa, intensity being the keyword. I think in my last video that I filmed for you guys, like a makeup tutorial, it would have been my get ready with me that I did for my 29th birthday, and I spoke about how I was like really excited to get back into filming makeup tutorials this year, and I just feel like this palette that Jaclyn did with Morphe, oh, brush hair, This palette that Jaclyn did with Morphe came at the perfect time because I don't know, I haven't really been that excited by new makeup releases lately. Like there's just so many that it becomes quite overwhelming. All right, I'm gonna clean up like the edges and all that later, but next shade, I think we're gonna go with the more like sultry seductive route. I am going to take this shade right here. This is called Next, and again we're going to go into the crease and deepen that up even more. Wow, okay, those go together really nicely. Do I want to cut the crease? Am I gonna do that today? Am I gonna do that? All right, so now I really want to go in with this shade right here called Empowered. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm gonna try to get this close up because like look at the way it shines in the light. It's just stunning. Anyways, I want to take that shade and I want to put that as my main lid color, but I don't want to lose it in the mix with all this blending that I have going on. So what we're going to attempt to do now is a cut crease, well, like a semi-cut crease. So I'm going to go back in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I'm taking that just like this on this brush. This is the Sigma F70 concealer brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tap that in the area where I want to do this cut crease. Mind you, I haven't done one of these for a while. It's been a minute, but we'll see how it goes. All right, I think I'm pretty much done with cutting the crease at this point. Even that in itself looks pretty cool. But like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with that beautiful Empower. Oh, whoops, not that one. This one, Empowered. Look how intense, you guys. Crazy. I'm just taking that on a classic shader brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and just pat that on top of the concealer that I essentially laid down for my cut crease. Bam. This is such a pretty color, you guys. That's crazy. I love it. I love that color. It's like so much more deeper in the pan, but when you put it onto the eye, it's like, I don't know, every time I keep looking at it, I just keep thinking like Barbie pink. Even though it's not a Barbie pink, it's just the reflex, like the shimmers throughout it give me that feeling. I'm just gonna go back in and take that same shade that I used before I laid down the cut crease. This is Next, that dark kind of burgundy matte shade. I'm just taking that and I'm gonna kind of ever so slightly blend that through the crease, because I feel like some of that color kind of got lost in the sauce when I like cut the crease a little. Okay, I think this is looking pretty cute so far. So now for the outer corner of the eyes, of course I'm going to go ahead and deepen that up a little more. So I'm going to apply shadow right here, and I'm going to be taking this one. This is Crazy. It's like a deeper matte burgundy shade, but it has more of a plum undertone to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and place that onto the outer corner, kind of push it inwards towards that Empowered shade that I laid down. Man, intense. Okay, this is really cool. I really like this color. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Oh my god, how fitting, because that's what the shade is called. I think other than laying down like the lid shade, putting the outer corner color down for me is like my favorite part, because it just adds so much extra dimension. Like, look you guys, I'm not even done blending this through properly, and it's like, whew. While I'm here, I'm just gonna quickly go back into a mix of those lighter transition shades that I used in the very beginning. Just kind of blend at the top edge. Sometimes when I do my shadow, I get a little bit carried away and the outer corner kind of comes down a little bit too low for my liking, so I have to go ahead and clean up this edge, which I don't like doing because it kind of creates more work for me later, because I got to go ahead and like blend this now because we can't be having that harsh edge, but it just makes my eyes look super droopy if I leave it, so I'd rather just do it now. Alright, so if you know me, you might know that the way I do my makeup is I like to do the lids, do the rest of my face, and then do my lower lash line, just because I feel like I'd rather do it on top of everything once I'm done concealing. So next step is to quickly do my face. I'm just gonna quickly go in with some primer. This is the Rimmel Fix and Perfect Primer. I use this every day. It's my current go-to primer. Next up for foundation, I'm gonna be using this one today. This is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation. This one is in the shade Golden Almond. Almond. Now I don't even remember how I say it. But anyways, I'm going to be using this. And I forgot to wet my sponge, so BRB. I actually just bought this the other day because when I was going through my foundations, none of them seem to match me anymore. I'm in that like awkward between phase where like my foundations are either too light or too dark for me. So I had to pick up a new one. Let's see if this works. Is this gonna be too light? If this is gonna be too light, like come on, surely I am a golden almond. I might have anticipated my color just a little incorrectly, but that's okay because I know it's probably gonna oxidize because I have super oily skin. But as you can see, I am just going ahead and applying my concealer, and I know this is a very like quick and unorthodox way of doing it. Like there's nothing fancy about this, but this is literally how I apply my concealer every day. And I'm not trying to be extra with the presentation of how I do my base. And I really just wanted the focus of this makeup look today to be on the eyes and like the performance of the shadows. So that's why I'm kind of rushing through this face application process because I'm just excited to get back into doing the eyes. I'm just going ahead and setting this with some translucent powder, the Ready Set Go finishing powder in True Translucent from Australis. This is an Australian brand. This is like my favorite powder to use for setting my under eyes just because of the fact that it sets them and it sets them in place. I'm just gonna quickly go in with another pressed powder from Australis. This is just what I had next to me. This is the Australis Fresh and Flawless pressed powder. Wait a damn minute, this says that it's called darkest brown. This doesn't look darkest brown to me, Australis. Anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly tap that, press that over certain areas. And then I'm going to go in with my Ride or Die Give Me Sun Mineralized Skin Finish from MAC. I pretty much hit pen. You know when you hit pen in the middle and you have to like uncomfortably tap around the edges to get the product? That's where we're at with this. We're just gonna go ahead and add some color back into the face since I took so much of it away. I actually use this as like a 2-in-1, I guess you could say. I don't really go ahead and contour my cheeks per se, but I feel like this does, it does all the work for me. I don't really have to do much when it comes to contouring my cheeks anymore, especially this brush too. Let me tell you about this brush. This is the Sigma Large Angled Contour Brush. Just the shape of it hits the perfect apple of my cheek and it literally gives the illusion that I went ahead and like contour snatched my face, but in reality all I've done is just tap some powder onto the area. So when it comes to contouring and bronzing, this just does it all for me. I am though going to go ahead and contour my nose just because I feel like it disappeared a little bit. So I pretty much just like to take that same powder, the Give Me Sun Mineralized Skin Finish, take it on a blending brush and just really messily run that down the sides of my nose. Again, not the most like technical technique when it comes to doing something as technical as this should be. Like of course contouring is meant to be like a technical thing, but hey, I'm just keeping it real with you guys. This is how I do it. I normally don't do blush, but for this look I will. So I'm using the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush. This one is in the shade Captivating. It's like a peachy pink kind of shade, which I feel like I need to do for this look if we're gonna just go all out with red, pink kind of tones. And then for highlighter, I'm gonna be taking the OFRA highlighter in the shade Blissful. You guys know that I usually like a golden bronzy kind of highlighter, but because this look is the tones that it is, I'm going to be going in with this one because it has a little more of like a peachy, pinky undertone to it, and let me tell you, this stuff is intense. So I'm just going to lightly tap it on like so. I can never tell when I'm looking in the viewfinder, like, did I put too much? Okay, now that the face is done, I'm going to go back into the palette and we're going to finish off the eyes. So I'm going to be taking one of those initial transition shades that I used in the beginning, this one right here. This is Comfort Zone, and I'm going to go ahead and run that along my bottom lash line and blend it up into the outer corner of the eye. And I'm just using a Luxe pencil brush from Zoeva. For me personally, I like to really smoke it out, which is why you'll just see me sitting here like running it back and forth over and over again. This color alone is such like a perfect transition shade for me. Like, wow. Next up, I'm going to be taking the shade Next, and I'm going to run that along my bottom lash line as well. You guys know me by now, I like things to match, so I'm using a little more of a more dense, smaller pencil brush, and I'm running that closer to the bottom lash line, but still blending it so it's not like a harsh line. Alright guys, we're nearly there. I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit of inner corner highlight now, and I'm going to be taking, I'm in it, this shade. I know you can't really tell on camera right now, but how would I describe it? It's like a pearlescent white shadow, but it has like a pale purple, baby pink type of sheen throughout it. That's how I can best describe it, which I feel like is going to complement that lid shade perfectly. So, do you guys see this? Ooh! Oh my goodness me, you guys, this shadow, that is pretty. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in my lips right now. I'm just gonna go in with a nude today because the eyes are so intense. I'm not trying to match it with a pink lipstick, I'm sorry, but I just, yeah. And of course, I'm finishing off with a little bit or a lot of it of nude lip gloss. This is the NYX Butter Gloss in Madeline, and if you didn't catch it, the lipstick that I used is the NYX round lipstick in the shade Circe. It's like a crazy nude, which is why I got to kind of pair it up with something else as well to tone it down a little bit. But I think we're done. So there we have it, you guys. This is the look that I created using the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. I am obsessed, like I can't stop looking in the mirror, especially that inner corner highlight. Blown away. I want you to comment down below and let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. Is this a palette that you would want to pick up, or have you already picked it up and created some looks? I would love to know, so leave me a comment down below. If you are still here at the end watching and you're not yet subscribed to my channel, you may as well hit that little red button down below before you go, and click the bell as well so you don't miss any more videos that I post. As always, I will talk to you in the comments. I'm also going to list everything that I used in this video down in the description box as per usual. And with that being said, I hope you guys are having an awesome week, and I'll see you all in my next video.